Good morning. It is 7:51. We just woke up. It's our last day on the ship. We get off the ship tomorrow. And Mom and I woke up a few minutes ago. We're already ready to get off the ship. We have to have breakfast first. So we are in the bayou. And I'll show you the beautiful bayou here in just a minute because we're the only ones here right now. But the bayou opens at 8 and they serve coffee and mimosas until noon. So I could go for a coffee this morning. I think, yeah, we're here at Castaway already.
Look at that big clock.
That is a big clock. Well, we're gonna get off the ship today, of course, and go to Castaway. But Anthony's still asleep, so we're gonna let him sleep a little bit. We're gonna go to the buffet for breakfast because we learned on day 2 yesterday at breakfast that they only have the churro waffles today, Castaway Day, at Marceline Market. So we're gonna go up and have the churro waffles for breakfast. All right, so this up here down that hallway is the entrance, or one of the entrances to the Walt Disney Theater. And this here is the bayou. We've got a nice little stage area and very few tables and chairs. I'm actually gonna count them. 15 tables down here that seat 3. So 15 tables that seat 3 downstairs. Here's a better look at the bar. And there's Mom. I'll show you what she's pointing at really quick because there's one on the other side too. But we have Miss Tiana as a frog over here. Did you see Naveen on the other side? So here is Naveen. And I will say there are some electric outlets underneath the booths. There's an AC plug and a European plug, and then looks like 2 USB ports. And I'm gonna guess that it's at every one of these booths. And these booths seat, I would guess 5, maybe up to 6 or 7 people, depending on how big your people are. Closer to the bar, we have 2 of these little booths here. There's one here, and there's one on the other side. And then in the middle, there's a bunch of bar seating. So these are our taller bar stools that we're used to. There's 2 steps up here, but there's a ramp on the other side. And then under the bar, lots of USB ports and places to hang your purse, little hooks, and some European plugs, it looks like. And then at this bar, these are somewhat shorter bar stools, but it gives you a great view of the stage and more USB plugs and European adapters. And there are even some hooks under here too. But it is a really beautiful bar. I love these lights here. I think they're so pretty. But for having no one here, I think the music's a little too loud. We've got shops over here. There's that big clock Mom was talking about. There's another shop over here. And then this dark doorway over here leads to the Hyperspace Lounge, which is currently under construction. And then of course coming down this way, here's the ramp. If you can't do stairs, you can still get up to the bar. But if we head this way, we're actually gonna make it all the way to the Grand Hall, or what I keep calling the atrium. I know that's wrong. And there's a beautiful tapestry in this staircase here of Cinderella. There's another one on the other side. I'd love to figure out how I could shove that in my suitcase and take it home. It's so pretty. Restroom here. The men's is on the other side. But this is the Grand Hall here. They do have some nice little couches for you to sit up behind that column. And of course Cinderella herself. And the stage. And that's the that's the Roy side of Walt, or 1923, and that's the Walt side over there, behind Cinderella. And directly across is the entrance to the Oceaneer Club for kids. So that little circular portal is the slide. And then of course, they have a staircase. And all along under these windows are benches that you can sit at with places to plug in if necessary. This here is Nightingale's. This is where we spent a little time last night. Of course, the men's restroom. And the other staircase here with another tapestry that's different. I like this one because it has Lucifer on it. I don't know, I just think they're so beautiful. And here's Nightingale's. And a beautiful mosaic on the floor in front of the front door. And then just this way, we're back to the bayou. So we've made a little lap. And the hyperspace lounge is that way. Mom learned some bad news and shared it with me. Apparently it was only open 8 to noon yesterday. They don't open today until 3. So we're gonna head upstairs to one of the other coffee shops. And I will say, I do really like that about this ship. There's more than one place to get your coffee. On the Magic and the Wonder, there's only one place, and it's the Quiet Cove to get your coffee.
You can get coffee there in the,
Oh, you're so right. Okay, Mom just pointed out I'm wrong. So on the Magic and the Wonder, you can get coffee at the Quiet Cove, or I'm sorry, Cove Cafe, or you can get coffee in the Soul Cat Lounge, or whatever. I think it's like the trolley car or whatever. It's like the New Orleans, the makeover of the Promenade Lounge on the Magic and the Wonder. And then on the Fantasy and the Dream, they have the Cove Cafe. And then they have the coffee shop, the Vista Lounge, that's in the atrium on deck 4. So I like that there's 4 places here you can get coffee, but the hours are weird. So I don't know what time the Enchanted Sword opens, but we're gonna head upstairs because it's literally just right up there. So I think we're gonna head up there and try to get some coffee this morning before breakfast. Anthony's still asleep, so we're gonna let him sleep a little while, and then we'll go get breakfast, and then we'll get off the ship. Editing Auburn here. I did not realize that there was also a coffee shop inside Marceline Market. So there's even more coffee shops on board the Wish than I realized. One of Mom's complaints about this ship is that you can't tell where you are until you get right up on it, because a lot of the names of places are kind of set into the wall. These stores are set on the face of the wall, but I still think they're really hard to see, even from the side. And because if I'm walking up on it, this is hard for me to read. That's even kind of hard for me to read.
it looks blurry to me.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too fancy somehow, but it's easier. Maybe the letters are just too close together, because it's easier to read when I'm kind of in front of it, but alongside it's difficult. So Mom got me a caramel latte, and she's got a caramel macchiato. And we're here at the Wishing Star Cafe. And they're very busy this morning. We left the coffee shop. We're gonna try to get some breakfast this morning. So we're walking into Marceline Market. Gotta wash our hands first. Wow, what a circus Marceline Market is. Oh my goodness.
It's a bit of a hike.
It took Mom and I 10 minutes to find a place to sit down.
Did it really?
And yeah, and then Anthony and I had to walk all the way around the buffet just to find a place that didn't have a line. They're out of spoons, so I have a yogurt, but I can't eat it. The churro waffles, the bacon's cold. That's a bummer. The churro waffles are there. We got ours from the kids counter. I don't know if they have them anywhere else, but the line was just full of everybody who wanted a churro waffle. And I've got some eggs and some sausage and a croissant and some butter and some milk. And I don't know what that is, but they called it a morning snowfall,
You
right?
said strawberry.
And it looks like coconut on top. It smells good. My hero went and found me a spoon. Thank you.
You're welcome.
So Mom went and got Anthony a coffee from the coffee shop here in Marceline Market. And he's got Jiminy Cricket saying howdy doody.
He is so cute. I almost don't want to drink him.
Well, you gotta. I had a winking Mickey and Mom had a Minnie Mouse. Anthony and I just finished our breakfast and we're looking at the ceiling in here. And their little teapots are the light fixtures. And they're the same down there too. I think it's so cute.
So adorable.
So Mom left a little while ago to go see if she could get autographs from Anna and Elsa because they're in Arendelle this morning doing autographs. And I think we're gonna get some orange juice, and then we're gonna go to the room, and we're gonna get our bubbles so we can have mimosas on the beach today.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, me too. Ready?
I think so.
All right.
I got my coffee.
Did you eat enough?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. It's windy. So windy I lost my hat, so I'm carrying it. But we're off the ship, obviously, it's back there. And we're on Castaway.
Oh my god, it's so cool here. I was gonna say it's just really windy and that's about it. But it's windy and sunny and I'm having fun.
Well,
and it's really pretty.
We're not to the beach yet, but we're gonna get there and I think he's gonna have a good time.
The water is pretty enough right here.
Water's beautiful.
Ooh.
And it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, it's pretty clear out.
Yeah, it's not too hot, not too humid, not overly cloudy.
Like hardly any clouds.
It's perfect. We've made it to our spot on the beach. This is Conked Out Bar over here. Cookies is back that way. We've got a restroom right over there. And then the beach is just over here. We've got shade from lots and lots of palm trees. And so far, it's not too crowded. We've still got some empty chairs around us, which is really nice.
I'm excited. I'm so happy.
Yeah, I've got my book, so I'm ready to do some reading. At some point today, I'm going to take him over to Serenity Bay and let him take a peek at it, because this is his first time. He's not experienced it before, so we'll see what he thinks of that. You want to go now? We could go now if you want.
No, I want to hang out for a little bit.
Okay. I know he wants to take a nap on the beach today, so we'll prioritize that. So Mom and I got in the water and it's really cold. And then we got back out and we're reading some more. Anthony and I went to go get some drinks. I'm having a morning special screwdriver, which I learned is $5.75. And the morning special drinks include mimosas, screwdrivers, and Bloody Marys. And they're $5.75 until noon. And he had a drink of the day, which is $6.75. And then he's having some soft serve.
Yummy.
Try not to look so provocative. So
Yum.
today is chocolate and vanilla and strawberry banana. So yesterday on board, did they have chocolate vanilla and strawberry banana yesterday too? So embarkation day was just chocolate and vanilla. And then yesterday was all 4 flavors, and today on the island is all 4 flavors.
Yeah.
And the strawberry banana is your favorite?
So are.
Yeah, that's fair. And Mom's reading. Anthony has the hiccups,
Well, they stopped.
but it's time.
Spontaneously.
Well, now he's on camera, and he's like, I can't hiccup on camera. So we're gonna get food because it's lunchtime,
I'm hungry.
and it's his first time experiencing the buffet here at Cookies. Well, it's almost 2 o'clock and we are leaving our little campsite here on the beach. We had a great time. And he liked the buffet, right?
Yeah.
That was nice.
I like the drinks the most.
Yeah. The Conked Out, no, what is this? Yeah, I think this is Conked Out Bar.
Yeah.
This was really nice because we were able to get some morning special drinks for $5.75. And
Mine was, what, $6?
the drink of the day is $6.75.
It was really yummy.
Yeah, and there's a restroom right over here. We're gonna take him out to Serenity Bay. We're gonna check out the shops.
Give it a little look-see.
He loves Castaway though.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I could stay here for a week.
You could.
I could stay on the cruise for a week.
Yeah, I think he wants to do it again for longer, which makes me so happy. All right, we lost Mom. Let's go find her. We are taking the tram to Serenity Bay. We had to wait a little while for it to show up, but once we all got on, I mean, we are not waiting for it to fill up. We're just,
We're going.
yep, we're going. We're taking the tram right over. We've made it to Serenity Bay, and there's a little mat here, which I think is nice. I think it's here for accessibility, but it's nice for people like me too. I will never understand people who just plow you over when you're walking. Like they won't move over. They just bowl you over. And I just think that's rude. Oh, the tide is out. Look how shallow it is. We took the tram back, and now we're getting ready to get back on the ship. He doesn't want to leave, and neither do I, but I never do. All right, it's an hour later. Anthony and I have both showered, and we met Mom up here in the bayou, and she's got one of these booths. I just filled out our luggage tags to take our bags off the ship, and then our tip slips. Yeah. There's a group over here. Yeah, we're all sad. There's a group over here doing the ship tour, and you can tell they've got the little headsets on, and I think that's really cool. But Anthony, I think, is ready to go on a 7-night or a 14-night cruise. Yeah, he's like, can we just live on Castaway?
Yeah.
So he's of the same mind I am. Maybe I've poisoned him, maybe not, but I just think he and I think along the similar lines, and we love Castaway, which is, it's wonderful. I never want to leave. He was really sad. He was like, do we have to go now? Unfortunately, yes. Can I say something about this tile though? I think this tile is so cool. I love the shape and the way they all fit together, and the colors too. I think it's really pretty. And I do think, yeah, the light fixture up here is really pretty. I just think this is a really pretty bar. I didn't know if I was gonna think that the fake flowers on the ceiling were tacky or not, but I think they've done it really well. It's really pretty. It may or may not. Yeah, there's tiny little twinkle lights and the like bistro lights, but the little twinkle lights look kind of like fireflies, and it's really pretty. And the effect is really, really cool. Yeah. We came back to the room and packed our suitcases.
And cried a little bit.
And watch some Star Wars.
Yeah, we did watch the first, 20 minutes of Star Wars.
Revenge of the Sith.
Revenge of the Sith. And now we're going to head up to the Rose for a drink before dinner. We're back in the Rose, and it's an entirely different vibe in here in the daytime. And we got 3 espresso martinis. Mom's is without Bailey's, and ours have Bailey's in them.
They're really yummy.
Yeah, really yummy. And we're watching the ships pass by. You can't see one from here, but I promise they're there. There's actually one just through there. So we're inside 1923. Anthony's still working very slowly on his espresso martini.
I'm gonna mix it with my coffee.
I'm really enjoying this already. It does feel a little bit rushed somehow. Like we've already ordered our food, including dessert. But at least we have windows where we can see outside. This is the first night we've had dinner that we can see outside, because even at Palo last night, it was dark outside. Yeah. So yeah, we could see, but we couldn't see anything because it was just pitch dark. I really like this light fixture. As I said earlier in a different video, I love these little coffee mugs. I think the artwork on that wall is Pinocchio, and there's a little display over here behind this column. And then behind us is the Maleficent wall, or I should say the Sleeping Beauty art.
On the corner right here, I don't know if you can kind of see that, is the big art piece of Maleficent.
Ooh, that's cool. Our appetizers are here. I got the Hyperion tortelloni, and then Mom and Anthony both got the prosciutto with the burrata. And if either one of you would be willing to share, I would love to try a bite.
I will certainly share, and I would like to have a bite of yours.
I will definitely give you a bite of mine. Salads are here. Mom and I have the same one, and it's the romaine salad with Caesar dressing. Anthony is still working on his burrata very, very slowly, and he has tomato soup coming.
Yeah, I'm excited.
But you have to finish that first.
I'm almost there.
You don't have to eat everything. You just have to tell him you're done with it. And then he'll take it away and bring the next thing.
I have to eat all my cheese.
All right, our food is here, and we have, between the 3 of us, we have 5 entrees. We have 2 fillets.
Yep.
He's got his sauce on it. I've got my sauce on the side. I went medium rare. He went medium. This is that tortiglione pasta, I think is how you pronounce it.
Something like that.
With mushrooms and bacon. And then Mom has the rack of lamb. And this is one of the vegetarian dishes with butternut squash. And both Mom and Anthony wanted to try that. So I'm excited to dig into all of these.
They look really delicious.
They look really, really, really yummy. Desserts are here. I have the Burbank Blueberry Lemon Bavarian Cream. And I only remember what it's called because I thought it had a really cool name. Yeah. Anthony got the Churros Caliente and they smell so good. And Mom got the Hot Fudge Sundae and the almond cake. So I wanted to show you our table, kind of our table location. This is our table here, and we've got the server area right here. And you can see we had a really great porthole view, so we could see out of the ship. But really the only artwork near our table was back here. And I don't know, all of the videos that I've seen of, you know, people traveling on the Wish make it look like there's artwork like this everywhere. And it wasn't really as much artwork as I thought, you know, and there's a lot of articles of, you know, memorabilia hanging around in this restaurant. I don't know, I guess I just thought there would be more walls with, you know, the display than there are. But I think it's really cool. I really love this area, especially this Maleficent art piece. That is stunning.
There we go.
Thank you very much once again.
I
That
think
was
you wanna do
Prince
it.
Ali from the Walt Disney. I
It's-
believe you have watched it over of course, the theater a few days ago. But anyway.
So we're here inside Nightingale's, listening to some live music. Anthony has a butterfly. I got the sweet Nightingale, which is served in this bird glass.
It's really cute
It is really cute.
and very tasty.
And Mom just ordered a stepmother, which was delivered very, very quickly. And so that came with a smoke bubble, and so did that. And mine just came like this. And I'm drinking out of the bird's tail. It's really cute. And the mint, I'm not eating it, but I'm smelling it every time I take a sip because it's got a straw, you know? And the mint is actually kind of hinting the drink. It's nice. It's really passion fruity, so Mom's not a big fan of the passion fruit. But we're having a good time just kind of hanging out here. I'm reading. Anthony was reading. It's a nice last evening on the ship. We left the Nightingale's Lounge, and now we're gonna finish what we started on night 1. And we're gonna finish our ship walking tour. So we're taking the spiral staircase up to deck 5 from 3. And Anthony actually pointed this out to me. The lights here fold up into the ceiling. Standing here on deck 4, we have this beautiful mosaic of Cinderella and Prince Charming. And this is what you get to look at when you're in line for guest services, which is just over here. Mom really is fascinated with these chandeliers because the fixture on the bottom is a spool of thread, and upstairs it's like a needle, and I think it's like the spindle of the spinning needle that or the spindle of the spinning wheel that Aurora pokes her finger on in the movie. I could be wrong. Mom did the ship tour, not me, but the spool of thread is definitely Cinderella. We have the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique. So all of your makeover venues are on this floor. There's a Disney Vacation Club desk if you're interested in learning more. And more couches just like the ones upstairs, so lots of places to sit.
We have a window.
There are fully functional portholes. And then just this way is a really interesting staircase that aggravates the daylights out of Mom. And I think I understand, because it seems like it's in the middle of nowhere. But I just love this tapestry. I love it. But the staircase itself does kind of seem like it's in the middle of nowhere. I appreciate that they gave us another option to go between the 3rd and 4th floor. And I love this tapestry. So walking this way, we're gonna come up on Luna again, but we are on the lower floor now. So this is not open exactly. There are windows so you can see in. On this side at least. And even though it looks like you can't, I believe you can get outside through these doors. At least this sign makes it look like you can.
I remember you telling us a door's a door is a door.
Yeah, that's true. So this is Luna, the entrance to Luna. Just across the hallway from Luna is the Neverland Cinema. This one's on the starboard side. So this is Peter Pan themed, I believe. And here's the hallway with Captain Hook's ship. Yeah, Neverland Cinema. And the upstairs balcony entrance to the Walt Disney Theater is this way. This is the forward stairwell and elevator bay on deck 4. And across the way we have the Wonderland Cinema with Alice. Another door into the Walt Disney Theater. This is for the upstairs balcony. And walking this way, we have another entrance to Luna. Here's the entrance to the Wonderland Cinema. And then coming this way, this is the concession stand slash bar for Luna. Luna's Libations.
Yeah, they're watching Captain America.
So there's another entrance into Luna. That's actually how we got in for our muster drill.
I do like Luna's.
I do like Luna. I like the taller stage. I like the big screen. Seems like it was
I like the upstairs.
a relatively well thought out space and well utilized.
I like this.
So coming up here, we've got some more art, another porthole, and a staircase in the middle of nowhere with another beautiful tapestry. I love that scene in the movie.
So pretty.
And another smaller tapestry over here. All right, and coming up this way, we're gonna make our full lap around the atrium. We're coming up on the other side of the Grand Hall, and this is all guest services. So we've made it back to where we began in the Grand Hall. Let's go down to deck 3 and wrap this up. All right, at the bottom of this staircase is a highlight for me. I've always wanted to see this in person, and it's Cinderella's slipper. It's so pretty. We've got Princess Cinderella over here, and then the Roy Disney, and over here, the Walt Disney sides of the 1923 restaurant. I do appreciate they've got more seating areas. There's Lucifer back here behind this couch, and then underneath Cinderella's dress, you see a couple of her little mouse friends. This hallway is right between the Roy Disney and the Walt Disney portions of 1923. I love the Mickey Mouse mosaics on the floor. And this deck is kind of odd because there's nothing past here. Upstairs, you've got Worlds of Marvel and Arendelle, but from here down, there's nothing past the aft elevator lobby. So we'll head back to the Grand Hall now. So just through these doors is how you embark and disembark the ship, or at least that's how we got on, and we'll get off the ship tomorrow. They have the beautiful stage here. There's some shopping over here, and enchanted castle jewels with some shiny sparkly jewelry. And the bottom of this staircase that we saw upstairs, and the bottom of that tapestry. And then another shop. This one is called Royal Regalia. This one looks like it's got high-end merchandise. And then we're coming up on the bayou. And this one is a stunning bar, lounge. It is so pretty. It's got like a stage for live musicians and lots of seating options, and even an appearance by Princess Tiana. And another luxury shop called Once Upon a Time. These are high-end watches. 3 wishes. Mom has just pointed out this wish mosaic does not appear to be on the other side of the ship. So it seems as if this is special to the starboard side in front of the luxury shops, between the luxury shop Once Upon a Time and the Bayou Lounge. Coming up here we have Preludes, where you can buy your concessions before the show in the Walt Disney Theater. And then of course the Walt Disney Theater. There is a restroom just under here. This is the men's, the women's is on the other side. And then through this doorway here, we have the stairwell and the forward elevator bay. Coming straight across, we have another Preludes for more concessions, another entrance to the Walt Disney Theater, and then the women's restroom under there. I used it today, very spacious, lots of stalls. And then this beautiful tile mosaic with the signature WD for Walt Disney. You have, yeah, no, she's right. There is no mosaic for the Disney Wish on this side. There's another luxury shop with jewelry. Looks like Pandora's in here. I do like the Princess Tiana artwork.
They're really pretty.
I wish it was not so reflective though.
It's glossy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so we have the merchandise shop here, and then just past that, and of course the bayou is over here on the left, is this archway leading to the Star Wars Hyperspace Lounge. And then a little further down this hallway, we have Nightingales with a beautiful mosaic on the floor. And this is a really wonderful lounge. And then across the hall, the other staircase, and the bottom part of that mosaic that we saw from upstairs. And then just out here, the men's restroom. The women's restroom is on the other side. And coming back out here to the Grand Hall, right here on the right is the entrance to the kids clubs, at least from the deck 3 midship. So kids can take the slide down or the stairs. And then under the portholes over here, there's lots of benches and places to sit. And there's even places to plug in USBs on the wall, and then plug-in ports near the floor underneath. So they do plan on you plugging in on your vacation. So I will say that's an improvement on this ship is there's lots of places you can plug in your device.
Wired for you to plug in.
Everywhere. Every bar, I think, that we've been in has had an opportunity to like plug your phone in. It's nice. Yes. So this here is a pumpkin. And I believe the carpet downstairs for the kids club is Alice in Wonderland, because I see the Cheshire Cat, I see a teacup, some spades, diamonds. Yeah, Mad Hatter's hat over there. And of course a teacup and saucer. And I think the Cheshire Cat is right there at the bottom of the staircase. So I think that's how we're gonna wrap up our ship walking tour. I finally feel, after 3 days, I finally feel like I've gained my bearings a little bit on the ship. I didn't get to see everything on the ship. You know, there were some spaces that I said on day one I was gonna come back to, and I never did. And honestly, I'm okay with that. I had a very full vacation as it is.
Really short. 3 days is really short.
Yeah. Look, do you want another drink?
Probably not.
Okay. I think we're gonna head back to the room, and we'll wrap up this vlog when we get there.
Ooh. Anthony Cam. There's this cute little dog towel here for us. I just wanted to show it off because I thought it was cute. And then Auburn's also cute. His eyes, no! Hi.
Hey!
We're back in the room. We finished our little walking tour of the ship. I really am glad we took the time out of our 3-night cruise
To do a
to
walkabout.
do that, because otherwise I would have no idea what else was on the ship. You know,
Yeah.
doing it night 1 really gave me a good idea of what there is here on the ship,
Yeah.
because we got a lot of the ship walked on day 1, and then on day 2 and day 3 we saw the rest of it, but we actually vlogged the rest of it for you guys today.
Yeah. And we knew the ship a little bit better, so it was a little bit easier to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now I can more accurately have gripes about it.
Yeah, I'm thinking, because while we all, I think, had a marvelous time on this cruise, not one of us is 100% happy with the layout of this ship or the duration of a 3-night cruise.
Yeah, 3 nights is just not long enough.
Yeah. This was a really great first experience for Anthony, I think. A really wonderful first cruise for him. I would never suggest anybody to go on a 7-night cruise as their first venture into sea travel.
Yeah, because I didn't know if I was going to have seasickness or anything else.
Yeah.
If my fear of heights was going to be a limiting factor.
A land vacation is easy for you to escape. If you get there and you don't like your hotel, you can leave.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Check out.
But on a cruise, I mean, it's really hard because you get there and you're kind of stuck there.
Yeah.
You know, if you don't like your room, you might be able to move into another room, but they might charge you more money. But it's hard for
They
you to
might
go
be
home.
full.
Yeah.
And if you don't like sea travel, that's too bad. You're on the boat till it's over.
If you get seasick, you know, it's really difficult to enjoy your vacation when you're not feeling well. And there's so much good food on this ship. And if you're not feeling well and you're yakking it up, you don't really want to eat the good food. So I think it's really tough if you get seasick to have a good time on a cruise.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he had a good time. I'm glad he doesn't get seasick that we know of yet. And so now he's ready to go for a longer cruise.
Yes.
But I think we're going to do maybe a live stream to talk about all of our thoughts, because we have some thoughts.
Yes.
So
Many.
when we have a date set for the live stream, I'll put that on the screen because you'll see that. But
We'll do the good, bad, and the ugly.
yeah, you guys know I don't hold back what I think, and I'm not gonna. Neither are they.
You're spending a lot of money, and you want to know how to manage your expectations. If you don't know how to manage your expectations, it's really difficult.
Yeah, because we had a marvelous time, but there were still some things that were not perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
But today was a great day. I love Castaway Cay.
Yeah, it was a great day.
It
I'm
was
so
really
glad we
fun.
got to go today.
I'm mad we had to leave the island.
He feels about leaving Castaway the same way I feel about leaving Castaway. And on days like today, you know, where you're leaving Castaway and there's kids screaming around the ship, I'm like, same. Honestly, same. I don't want to go home either. Because I love it there. It makes me happy. And I got a little bit of sun today. I don't think I got a full sunburn.
I'm crispy a little bit, but not sunburnt, I don't think.
No, but I can tell I got a little sun on me too. And I had my hood up on my rash guard, and I had a ball cap on, trying to keep the sun off of me.
The weather was perfect today.
God, it was so clear
It was
out.
not too hot. It didn't rain. It was not too humid.
And then while we were leaving, we went up to the Rose, and there were just enough clouds in the sky that you could see little pretty shapes really far away, but everything close to us was clear.
Mm-hmm.
It was really pretty.
Yeah. Yeah, gosh, we had a wonderful day. We went to Castaway, we came back, we had a drink at the Rose before dinner, we had a marvelous dinner.
Yeah.
Then we went to
1923 is excellent.
It was delicious.
Best dinner so far?
Yeah.
And that, to me, includes Paulo.
Yeah.
And then the drinks in Nightingale's.
Mm-hmm.
That was really wonderful.
Churro waffle this morning was good.
The churro waffle was good. The churro waffle was better than the churros.
At dinner?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So really wonderful day. Really wonderful weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I
I'm
can't really
really,
wait to
I'm
do it
really
again.
sad that this is only for a weekend now.
Really wonderful way to spend a weekend, though, when you
Oh,
think
yeah.
about it.
Yeah.
I'd rather be here than at home.
Oh, yeah.
If it's only a weekend, I'd rather be here than at home.
If you ask me anything, I'd rather be here than anywhere else.
So I think that's where we're going to end this vlog. We're not going to show you getting off the ship tomorrow.
That's too sad to record.
Well,
I don't want that immortalized.
and I have to go to work tomorrow,
Me too.
unfortunately. So tomorrow's not going to be the greatest day. Of course, waking up on a Disney ship and is not the worst way to start a work day.
Because they do feed you to get off.
Yeah, we do get breakfast. We'll go to breakfast at 1923 because that's where we had dinner tonight. So breakfast is always where you had dinner the night before.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same table. They tell you what time to show up. And we learned something today. They close the doors to breakfast 15 minutes after the seating
Really
opens. So he told us to show up at 6:45
Mm-hmm.
because we've got the early dinner. So we've got early breakfast tomorrow. So he told us to show up at 6:45 or we won't get breakfast in the dining room. They will close the doors and we won't be able to get in.
Let me go to Marceline.
Yeah, and I really don't want to have to deal with the buffet.
Marceline's was very
Chaotic.
okay.
I just don't think there's enough seating for all the people that eat there.
Well, we can get into that when we do our good, the bad, and the ugly.
Okay.
Because we've got lots of thoughts. And I want to kind of compose them. So if you have any questions you want us to answer, leave those in a comment or come and visit us on the live stream and we'll answer any questions you guys have on the live stream. But I'm going to say goodnight. You guys will see us in another video really soon. Bye.
Bye.